Have you ever been hyped for a tower to be finished? I have before a couple times. I've been hyped to finish making a tower too. For example, I was so excited to finish Tower of Script Corruption, Tower of Quick Construction, and nearly every other tower I've created. But one thing you should know is that if you or anyone else is hype for the completion of a tower project or any sort of game or whatever, it has to be a good one. And that's exactly what Tower of Problematic Impediments did wrong. Very wrong. Yup, this is how the 20th episode is going to be. A whole HOZ episode where I spend 80% of the runtime complaining about an old tower I made. Again. You know what's funny is that I'm making a history ZToA video right now. Like, I'm writing out the script, I'm almost done with it. And it's literally about problematic impediments and how horrible it is. Like, I recently just played through it again, and honestly, I think it deserves to be not talked about. So, immediate just... It's just horrible. If you want like a bit of a reminder of what it is, it's so empty, and it's so, like, the gameplay's so inconsistent. And then you had this thing, then this last force is annoying as hell. And this final stretch, which is honestly kind of stupid. It's not even that good of a final stretch. You know, I used to do that with ToSip and TOPR, because I genuinely thought those towers sucked. But I guess as time went on, the more I thought of Topi and its contents, the more I hated it. Eventually, I just came to the conclusion that Topi was one of, if not the worst tower I've made. It's not just me either. Friends who have played the tower before have claimed there were a lot of spots where it could have been built way better. What made this so disliked that even Tower of Undemanding could be considered a masterpiece? Well, let's take a look at our main resource. Good old Discord. So I actually know the origin story before I even started the tower. I remember I wanted to make a tower that was SC difficulty, but there was a safety net every 2 floors. The first floor of each safety net would be the usual classic themed parkour, and the second floor would add more client-sided objects. I was also inspired by a new Super Mario Bros. Wii song. Yeah, I know. Well, can't say I was lying. It's true. I listened to the athletic theme from New Super Mario Bros. Wii and thought it was a banger song. Then I guess my intuition was saying it would fit perfectly for our tower. So on January 25th, 2021, the day ZToA art was released, that's when it was started. And oh boy, there were several problems right off the bat. First off, the only available audio for the athletic theme for New Super Mario Bros. Wii had nothing playing for around 3 to 4 seconds at the start. Mind you, this was before the audios became free, so I had pretty much no other choice but to use it. Also, this was another tower of mine that stole songs from other ZToA towers, so that's always fun. Another problem is that while this was being built, I had 3 other projects on Roblox Studio that all needed to be finished. I was juggling these projects a lot, so motivation levels would get severely low. That just dragged the project on longer and longer. I stalled this tower more than Tower Elaborate Solutions, and that took more than 4 freaking months to finish. Anyways, towards the end of the tower's development, I realized that the tower might die if I keep on juggling these other tower projects. So to make sure that doesn't happen, I decided I was going to rush the rest of the tower. Yup, that was the best decision I could come up with. The second half of the tower is absolutely atrocious in terms of gameplay because of this choice. He even steals some gameplay ideas from other towers. One of them is this button mechanic on floor 2, which is used many times in other towers and it's not even that creative. Another is his button timer after 4-8 outside, which was straight up taken from Tower of Externalizing Insanity 4-5 in ZToA. Your tower needs originality for it to be good. Don't let it be like the old Tower of Mirrored Heck. The last issue is the final stretch. Can we just mention how garbage this is? It's not even in the 10s, it's only 10 sort of hard jumps with a 75-second time limit. The song is overused and there's no design or atmosphere at all. Hell, Tower Thinning Layers has a better atmosphere and intensity, and the tower's Pierce! ZToA is being outplayed by a 2019 Pierce ZToA Tower! Anyways, the tower was completed on February 15th, 2021. Z was practically begging for me to finish the tower, so he was happy that it was finally completed. Andrew was ready to review it on the same day, and surprisingly got a 27.5, which was half a point below Tower Script Corruption, which is a far more superior tower than ZToA. If you check the game page, you can see that it has 163 visits. It's safe to assume that a bunch of people in the ZToA community played through the tower. All in anticipation, they played through the tower, and after reaching the end, they said, "Hey, this kinda sucks." Bro, what the heck? As it turns out, people who played through the whole tower from start to finish found many flaws with the gameplay, design, and creativity combined. Z, especially, didn't even want to put it in his game because of how garbage it was. At first, I was flabbergasted. I was like, I knew the tower would have problems, but to be that bad? What's going on? Over time, however, I seemed to be finding more and more flaws with the tower, and I started hating it more, and hating it more, and hating it even more. Eventually, it became pretty much the worst finished creation I've made in my opinion. What's funny is that it was made for Dimension 1, and Tower Celebrity Solutions was finished in April of 2021. ZToA was finished in February and was never mentioned by anyone after it was reviewed. As soon as Elaborate Solutions was finished and reviewed, it was instantly chosen as the SC for Dimension 1. Goes to show how humiliating and anticlimactic ZToA was. This tower is the perfect example of what not to do if you're trying to hype up a new tower, especially if you are regarded as a big tower creator in the game. Take this video as advice, please. You might need it. Thanks for watching.